Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk, and we have Terminator Judgment Day Battle Pass Marathon. MARAPASS? Battlethon? I don't know. It is an unfortunate combination of the two. I did not get the T832. No reason to go into the details on that. It didn't work out for the CCs in this particular case. So, coming at you today with a quick review of Battle Pass itself for the Terminator Judgment Day collab. And then we'll do a quick review of the 832, just take a quick look at it. I have played it a couple times. I can give you a few ideas. Unfortunately, the replays from that are unusable because of things that happened with the rollout here. So, that being said, there are tons of them out there. Some of you may already be playing it. We'll take a look. We'll make a quick review of it. And then I'll get some gameplay and we'll reattack it a little while later. Once you log in, you're going to find this Battle Pass Judgment Day icon. You're going to click on that. There will be a video if you do want to watch it. Unfortunately, for my free-to-play friends, you will not be able to get the T832 without spending 3,500 gold. You have to get the improved Battle Pass, which will then allow you to get the rewards on the bottom, which terminate here. See what I did there? Terminate in the T832 reward tank. So, at a minimum, you are going to spend 3,500 gold, and then you're going to spend a lot of time because this is fairly intensive for about a 14-day or so battle pass. Lasts until January 26th. Today is the 12th. You can see I've played a little bit. I've got 43 points. The points are the same as they've ever been. Tier 6 is going to be your sweet spot. Every 100 points at Tier 6, when you max out your Tier 6 points at 100, you'll get 15 more points, which is a 15% boost. That's the best you're going to do. So if you want to grind it fast, you can go ahead and crank through your Tier 6s. To be honest, I don't know if they have the bonus levels or not where you play Tier 10. Perhaps they do. I did not read that. Maybe I just missed it. It's very possible. I have bought the advanced or improved Battle Pass, so I will get the rewards on both sides on this thing. If you want to purchase the stages, you will spend another, and we talked about this on Sunday on Coffee Talk, another 12,500. Math in Public is 16,000 gold to go ahead and immediately get your T832 and all the rewards. That being said, if you just play for the next 2 weeks up until about the 26th, or right before really, probably the 25th, because remember it's one of those rollover things. The day it ends is usually very early in the morning. On the 25th, find out where you are on the points and then buy the rest of it with gold. That way you're getting at least some kind of discount. But wait, there's more. You can spend more gold because there are 4 commanders available, 2 of which can be grabbed off of the rewards section right here. The T832, which is here at number 50 on the regular part. And then the other one is, let's see if we can find the other one somewhere back here. I believe, unless you got it on the initial click. I don't. There we go. We got John Connor, who is on level 21, all right, of the standard side. So you can get John Connor and the T800 for free. Free to play, that's the thing you can get out of this. And the rest of the goodies in here, a style and some other good things. If you want the other 2 commanders, you're going to click up here, commanders with voiceovers. You're going to come down here to view in store or view in store. It will take you to a store here, which you can also get through store on the star best thing. You will slide it down here, and you can either buy Sarah Connor for 5,000 gold and a style, decals, and 20 plus 50 credit bonuses, or you could spend another 3,000 on perfect weapon, the T1000. What's going to give you missions? We're going to do that. Notice the missions have bonds involved. So let's just do that. We'll go ahead and purchase this for 3,000. Notice you can do it 3 times. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then we'll go to missions. And let's see what these missions look like, because you're going to have to get through those to get your item. How painful is that? Spend gold to get missions that you have to then finish to get your stuff you spent the gold on. That is beautiful. Looks like part 1 win, 2,000 base experience. These are easy missions, guys. I know I'm being a little bit complainy in there. 10,000 damage, destroy 5 vehicles, complete all the conditions in each of 10 battles. Wait a minute. Complete all condition. What does that mean? Complete all... What? Surely that's not base experience in one game. That has to be a total. And then this is surely... So that has to be a total over a game. Complete all conditions. What are you talking about? Get tokens. 4 of them. But you have to complete conditions in 10 battles. But you got 4 tokens. So you get tokens. So you only need 4 tokens. 4 tokens, and you... Oh, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so 10 battle. Somebody help me. I know somebody's already figured it out. It's down in the comments. I don't get it. I don't get it. Be among the top. Oh wait, top 10. Oh, I got it. So you have to be top 10. Oh, okay. I think I just broke it down. Let me break it down for you. You have to do these 4 before it unlocks this one. This one probably shows 3, right? Yeah. Am I breaking it down? There you go. They are in sequence. All right. So you don't unlock 5 until you do these 4, and then you have to be in the top 10 times. Whew. That was hard. That was difficult. But you can see they're selling bonds, by the way. Yes, it's a mission, but there's bonds involved. All right. This game. You love to hate it sometimes, my friends. You do love to hate it, and that's pretty much it. If we break this down, you need 50 points per stage. And I think it actually does the mathematicianals for you right here. If we go up, stop it. What are you doing? All right, 2,450 points. I think you can get 70 points a day on your missions, as I recall, for your daily stuff. Yep, affirmative, noted. Okay. 15, so we got 20, 35, 45, and I think 30 for the main mission, so that's, or maybe 25, so that's 70, right? 30, 40. 20, 35, 45, 50. Yes, 70 points. There you go. That took me way too long. 70 points a day from missions times 14 days. You know, you can do the math. I think what it boils down to is, I recall, I don't know if I wrote this stuff down. You need to get through 2 or 3 of your stages a day. All right, so 70 of the points from daily missions. You only have 14 days, though, total. So that's okay. Those 70 points are going to take care of about 16 or 17 or 18 or so of the stages, and then the rest of it you got to grind out. And it is a grind, my friends. It is a grind. So what are you going to get out of this? You're going to get a T832. A T832. Let's go ahead and look at the comparison. I brought this up. I've set it up for, obviously, the T832, the T32, the Renegade, and the Iron Arnie. I know the Iron Arnie is a medium, but it's a very, very similar idea in terms of the way it's played. Very similar. It's almost the same tank, really, at the end of the day. What do we got going on here? They have traded with the T832. They've made it a longer gun reload and a better gun in terms of aiming and dispersion. I will tell you that this gun is fantastic. It is fantastic. And you're giving up some DPM. The Tech Tree T32 is at 2,225. This thing's down at 18. It's the lowest. Well, it's not quite as bad as Iron Arnie at 17. And it's worse than the Renegade right there. But we are talking in this game, what's more important than just pure DPM. And pure DPM is nice. It surely is nice. But what we're really talking about is effective DPM. And when you consider that this gun's accuracy is 0.32, already 0.4 better than the T32, and its aim time is better by 0.20-ish. 21, really. No, 19? I don't know. 21? What's going on there? I'm not sure. I think it's 19. Anyway, what you have is a tank with much better, not much better, significantly, let's just call it better, effective DPM. It means that you're going to hit and pen more often than you would in the long run than the T32. And that's about a shot a game, I would imagine, which is about the difference in the two DPM considering a 320 alpha gun. But let's slide back up here real quick. 320 alpha, pretty standard across all of them, minus the Renegade, which is a bit better. Pen is the same. One thing that does have to be said about the 832 and the T32, the premium pen is pretty anemic at, I want to say, 252 or so. Maybe it's 54. That's not great. for a tier 8 heavy. That will struggle even when you dab 2 to pen some of the more heavily armored stuff. But the good news there is you have a superior turret and will be bouncing like a madman, much like an Iron Arnie and to some extent the Renegade, although you don't have the giant tumor that the Renegade has. Slide down here, we do have -10 depression. That's very comfortable for the tank. I already noted that its gun stats are much better. We're looking at 0.36 on the T-32, 0.36 on the Renegade, 0.42 on the Iron Arnie. All right, so the Iron Arnie brings in this massive turret and this hold down capability. It brings in anemic DPM, but also slides in with terrible gun handling. The 832 says, I scoff that, I bring all that to the table, and I have good gun handling. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hit points wise, we're at 1,550. Now here's the hull, 127, 127. It's the same hull as the T-32. It's the same turret as the T-32. Compared to the Renegade and the Iron Arnie, not as good a hull as the Renegade, a bit better. Again, the Iron Arnie is a medium, fellas. It's not a heavy, so I get it. It's not a complete analog here, but I'm talking more of kind of where premiums are going and the hold down just morass of disasterness that we're dealing with right now. This tank is designed to play in that particular meta completely. Turret armor's 298. Not quite as good as old Arnie, but wow, 298's good. You're talking about tier 10s and most people at 9 dabbing 2. Otherwise, you're bouncing it. The turret tumor, the little hatch, is very small, can be penned, but it is quite small right there. It's not very zippy at 35, quite a bit slower than Renegade, just a little bit under the Iron Arnie at 40, but you toss a turbo on it. We're going to talk about setups in just a minute. The nice thing about this tank is if you toss a turbo on it, you're not that bothered about losing gun handling stuff because you're already sitting at a pretty strong gun handling situation. So now I can use things like hardening or turbo, and I don't have to worry about vert stabs necessarily, things like that. So I think when you have gun handling that nice, you can either really tighten up the gun handling and make it real nice, or you can start using some other things. It gives you more options perhaps than maybe just the standard T-32 would, because you really need to tame that one's gun pretty good. Camo, who cares? The view range, it's behind my little icon there, is 390. Not as nice as the Renegade at 400, but on par with the other tanks. Both the others are at 390, so it doesn't get hurt too much there. Interesting design decisions by Wargaming. They've created another hold down beast to feed the hold down monster that is the game right now. The gun handling is kind of an interesting twist that really makes it even more effective. You'll start to see the videos. Some of the super unicoms and really good players, they're just picking people apart with the gun handling on this thing. Even though, you know, people are going to complain about, oh, it has terrible DPM. Well, it's effective DPM, fellas. And when you're playing peekaboom and nobody's really pushing in on you, and you're not at the moment having that I got to get shots down range brawl thing, close in knife fight. If you can keep them at a distance, they give you time to reload, and you can come up with that really strong turret and start picking them apart with a really accurate gun. That is extremely, extremely powerful in this game in hold down meta fights, and that's where a good portion, especially in the early game to maybe mid game of most maps, that's what you see. It is just a tank that is built for the current meta. That's weird. That's weird. All right. Now, I clearly don't have it. Let me jump over actually into my other account, and I'll show you what this is. Okay, my friends, here is my press account, which is now kind of the way we're doing this with releases, at least for this particular tank. And it's an account that has everything. So what I've done is something ridiculous. I have gone complete try-hard mode with this tank. I didn't bother changing the ammo because I'm not playing it right now. But as far as equipment, guys, I put improved hardening, improved turbo, improved rammer. I have a rammer directive. I'm running cola. I've put these two things in the spots with the bonus. I have a crew that is ridiculous. It's a T-32 crew with all the skills, so that's insane. And we'll take a look at what the numbers show. One thing I want to mention two things. Number one is there's 2 loaders. Honestly, I think only the T-32 or the T-34, which is a premium, really have the same crew. Does the 103? I don't think the 103 even has, is it 6 crew members. I don't know where they all are, fellas. I don't know. I'm not sure where. Maybe the loaders are strapped underneath it. I don't know. Second thing is that this thing is a true premium, so you're getting more credits, more combat experience, and you can transfer any crew into it, so that's good to know right there. And the last thing, I guess I had three things, is what's pretty cool is there are a lot of references here to the Terminator Judgment Day movie. So you've got the red eye, you can see it's kind of breaking through the armor. You got the T-800 underneath, get it, T-832. No Fate is written on the turret. We got chains. Remember the chain was a big thing where they're smacking each other with the chain. We got the shotgun with the grenade launcher, the shotgun grenade launcher, or maybe it's just a grenade launcher. I don't know. You tell me, you weapons experts out there. We have some holes. We have, I think there's some machine gun stuff going on there. Not machine gun, but maybe that's an M16 potentially. There's this claw from the T-1000 stuck in the back right there. I think Arnie's jacket, there we go. Arnie's leather jacket is laying off the back here. We have that, I don't know, street sweeper grenade launcher thing, or is that, I don't remember if that's a grenade launcher. I think it is, or a shotgun. We have the box with the roses and the gun in it right there that he used. T2 on the side. There's a T-800 hand sticking out there. We got these kind of hits that look like when the T-1000 took the hits and then it fixed itself. So just some really cool references to the movie franchise on the tank. So I kind of like the 3D skin, right? For the non-historical guys who don't like that, then that's probably going to bother you, but I suppose you can turn that off and not look at it. We've gone super try-hard, like I said. Let's see what that does to the stats as it shows in-game. We've got our gun loading down to 8.29. That's pretty reasonable for a heavy. Pretty reasonable. The aiming time's at 1.53. The dispersion is at 0.3, and I've cranked my DPM up to 2,315. That's pretty amazing. The turbo for the mobility is going to move the speed up to 41, which is fairly respectable. We got 18 backwards, also very nice. Plus, it's going to give us that nice uphill extra boost on the turbo. And spotting-wise, it brings us up to 441, so almost max of 445 on the view range. Not quite, but just about there with cruise with all of the skills cranked up. Kind of unrealistic, but you should be able to get to fairly close to that. Obviously, these are all improved, so... But I just wanted to show you that, because you throw in a bunch of improved and try-hard equipment on this thing, and it can become absolutely beastly. Now, most tanks can. But when you start talking the hold-down meta for this game right now, this thing can be an absolute monster right there. So there you go. That's my down and dirty for Battle Pass. A couple of the ins and outs. It's going to cost you $3,500 right off the bat. It's going to cost you another $8,000 if you want the extra 2 commanders and the bonds and the other stuff that you get from buying the commanders. I don't know how I feel like about that whole idea. Then you're probably playing for a discount for the rest of the gold that you're going to need to buy the extra phases for it. Extra levels. Remember, don't wait to the last minute if you're planning on doing that. Usually, I think the 26th, I didn't look at the time, but more than likely it ends early in the morning, so the 25th is really the last day that you've got. Very curious what you guys think about this overall. Is it a one-off? Are we going to see this as the standard marathon thing where we're paying to get access to a tank in a marathon? I don't know. There are not a lot of answers forthcoming. The questions have been asked. They rarely get answered. I'll just leave it at that. I don't know what to tell you, whether this is the new standard or maybe it's a one-off for this IP. This is a big intellectual property. It's a well-known one. It's pretty cool that it's been tied in, so kudos to Wargaming for that. I'm not a huge fan of the monetization, but I get it. They've got to do something to make money. It would be nice if people could get it for free, but I just don't think that was in the cards based on it being a T2 kind of thing. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. So I'm very curious what everybody thinks about this. How hard are you going to try? Are you going to try? Are you just going to buy it? How many of you just slid that slider over and said, yep, I'll take it. Thank you very much. I am going to play. On the 25th, whatever's left, I'm going to use gold to grab. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for coming. We will see ya.